This week in the Monday Night War, it is time for WCW Hog Wild 1996, featuring the Outsiders versus Luger and Sting, and a main event, the WCW Heavyweight Championship. The Giant defends against Hollywood Hulk Hogan. SP3 Romeo. This is Tru Rewind.
This is Tru Rewind. This is Tru Rewind. This is Tru Rewind. This is Tru Rewind.
This is Tru Rewind. This is Tru Rewind. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. We are back on the Fightful Overbooked YouTube channel for us to jump into DeLorean, pump up the flex capacitor for another edition of Tru Rewind, episode 72, WCW Hog Wild 1996. I am back once again with the driver of the DeLorean, the face and the ace of the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. This is Romeo Anthony Cologne.
What is up, everyone? Drunk Guy JJ is lost in I don't know what year, but he was able to send us his thoughts on this show through AOL America Online. So we do have that. We'll bring that to you at the end.
And I'm pretty sure he used DSL to get it. But as always, you guys know what to do. Help out the Fightful Overbooked YouTube channel. Help out the Tru Heel Heat gang. And help us out on Tru Rewind by dropping a thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the Fightful Overbooked YouTube channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. I'm on a lot of shows. They're calling me the king of Fightful Overbooked, Romeo. So they got to show support to Tru Rewind and the Tru Heel Heat gang. So let us know in the comments if you're watching us on the premiere in the live chat or in the comments down below what you thought about our review, what you think about WCW Hog Wild 1996, your greatest memories and whatnot in the comments or in the live chat. As always, we do respond and we do enjoy your comments because we will shout you out on future episodes of Tru Rewind. But Romeo, let's rev those engines up as we turn the DeLorean into a motorcycle and head off to Sturgis.
August 11th, 1996, from Sturgis, South Dakota. They had a very, very, very long pre-show, which was all featured on Saturday, WCW Saturday night. I'll quickly read the results. Public Enemy beat Rough and Ready. Conan beat Chavo Guerrero Jr. Nasty Boys beat High Voltage. Alex Wright beat Earl Robert Eaton. Dungeon of Doom beats Joe Gomez, Jim Powers, and Mark Starr. Dave Taylor beat Mr. JL. DDP beat The Renegade. And Arn Anderson beat Hugh Morris. I think the longest match here was 6 minutes.
Well, goddamn. What the hell? They had a whole pay-per-view on WCW Saturday night? Jesus. And I did peep that because I did in the opening matchup, you hear the commentary say that they are after the pre-show, after the intros, they're like, okay, we're ending things on TBS and you can head over to pay-per-view.
And what an opening it was as we see the enthusiasts at Sturgis, like these two. We see video of some of the wrestlers driving their motorcycles as well. Bischoff's hair.
I felt like I was watching Real Sex.
That's a show I haven't heard in years.
HBO Marks, where you at? HBO Real Sex up in here.
SP3, talk about the atmosphere, the setting, the outfits.
Oh
Tony's
my
tattoo.
God. The first comment or note that I have is, what the hell is Dusty Rhodes wearing? He looks like a member of the Village People.
I like the atmosphere, though. WCW is never shy to get away from being enclosed in an arena. You know, they want unique sets and all that. And that's something WWF has not been doing.
Yeah, this is unique for the time, but I mean, there was a very lack of melanin, of caramel up in the crowd that I had to get used to watching the show.
The Cruiserweight Championship starts off with the Ultimate Dragon I didn't know they would mistranslate Ultimo Dragon's name for, I think, almost a year. He'd be called the Ultimate
Yes,
Dragon.
yes, they did. And what the hell is Sonny Ono wearing? That's another one of my notes. What the hell is he wearing?
We'll get a picture of him eventually here. He's facing Rey Mysterio, first ever meeting Rey with the Spider-Man mask. Very nice. Cease and
Great
desist.
stuff. Great stuff.
The crowd chants USA at both of them. That's how
And
we're starting off.
I'm watching with my missus, and she's like, "What the hell is wrong with these people? Do they not realize this is a Mexican? These are two people from pretty much from Mexico, or got their starts in Mexico. Ultimo Dragon kind of went to fame in Japan, so it's like there's no one here that's from the United States. What are you chanting USA for?"
I was like, this crowd, man. Imagine if Goldust was on this show. What would they chant at him? They shut out.
We've heard that.
They shout out Jushin Thunder Liger on commentary for losing to Ultimo Dragon in New Japan and also being diagnosed with a brain tumor, which I never knew about
And he
that.
continued wrestling for like 20 more years, ladies and gentlemen.
Dragon counters one Frankensteiner, but Rey persistent nails a second one, springboarding off the ropes to win. What do you think of this opener?
Extremely fast-paced, innovative moves. Like for that time in 1996, this was just innovative as hell. At one point, this is where the first match was where I realized like this whole set was so unique because they're up on a platform of the ring, and I think it's Ultimo Dragon gets knocked off to the floor and down off the platform, and Rey does a dive. We don't even see him do the dive. It's like the camera is focused on Ultimo Dragon, and he does a dive. And he just comes into the frame.
That was so badass.
It was awesome. It looked awesome, but it looked dangerous as hell because they're down on like the dirt floor with rocks and stuff. I was like, this is dangerous as hell, but this is a really fun opener to the show. I gave this 3 3/4 stars. I thought that this was one of the better openings of any pay-per-view that we've seen between WCW and WWF so far.
Definitely a fun opening. Here's how Mean Gene dressed for the occasion. How you rate that, SP3?
I mean, it's Mean Gene, so he made it work. He made it work. He looks a hell of a lot better. Yeah, a hell of a lot better than Dusty.
We get Scott Noren versus Ice Train, who is heavily taped. Apparently, the Giant kicked his ass at some point. Noren.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, Noren works the injured arm and wins with an arm submission. Not much here.
Yeah, this is when I put in my notes, not a single person of color in the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this was a dominating performance by Scott Flash Norton. He worked over the injured shoulder and then locked him in the arm bar. Nothing much to say here. I gave this a dud. Didn't rate it.
We got a video package of Ric Flair telling us how important his relationship with Arn Anderson is and how important defending WCW is to him versus the NWO.
Yeah, this was the first time that we got babyface Flair, right? In this entire run of the Monday Night Wars. He talks about his relationship with Arn. We see pictures of him and Arn, and he even says like he thought that the NWO and the Four Horsemen could coexist, and then they jumped Arn, and that changed everything. And now he's gonna stand up for WCW. He doesn't care about his past issues with Sting, Luger, and Macho Man anymore. I don't know if you should ask Macho Man if he don't care about his issues with Flair. I'm just saying, but he says he's gonna fight for WCW, so the focus is on NWO on Flair's part.
Medusa versus Bull Nikano, and here's that picture of Sonny Ono on a Harley.
Oh my god, what the hell is that hat? He looks like a mix between a bike rally and Fargo. It's like, oh my god. And the bike and stuff. I understood the stipulation here, but this was just like these two women had some of the best women's matches back in like 1994 in WWF. And then they got this in WCW.
By the way, Brain calling Sonny Ono a kamikaze cyclist. My goodness.
That's extremely racist.
Bull starts the match whooping Medusa with a nunchuck.
What is she, Raphael?
Weird finish where Bull back suplexes Medusa for a pin, but Medusa gets her shoulders up. Bull does not. The ref counts 3. Sonny goes to destroy Medusa's bike, which was the stipulation of the match, with a sledgehammer, but Medusa stops him and destroys Bull Nikano's bike or Sonny Ono's bike, whoever's bike it was.
Yeah, and like no, like the referee didn't even take the time to let us know who won the match. The finish was very
What a
confusing.
night for referees, by the way. We'll continue to get into that.
Oh man, yeah. Don't get me started on how this night ended. But yes, yeah, Medusa. This was just a very confusing. It felt like a botch finish more than it felt like a unique finish where it was obvious that Medusa won with her shoulders up. They didn't even the way it was shot just didn't even look right and didn't get over the fact that Bull Nakano's shoulders was down, and it's just like Medusa. You left WWF for this. It's been 9 months now, and it still doesn't feel like they had any plans for you outside of you basically burning the bridge back to WWF. That it seems like
That was her biggest moment, dropping the title in the can.
All they signed Medusa for was to ruin any chance of her returning to WWF. That's what it feels like.
And let's not forget, she lost on the Nitro previously to this for no reason.
For no reason at all. And then when she wins, it doesn't even feel like she wins. She basically got a move. A move was done to her, and that's how she won. Oh, this makes the Nitro booking even more puzzling.
And God bless her heart, she got pretty winded there, swinging that sledgehammer 35 times on that bike.
She did. That's hard though. That's hard. That's a hard thing. I've seen it done on like the challenge, and it's not easy at all.
Jimmy Hart needs Dean Malenko to take out his opponent for him, Chris Benoit.
It was very quick, but before this matchup, you had the Steiner brothers are talking to fans on the internet, and literally Rick Steiner is like, it's like he's doing like a race car thing, but he's like typing it like no person, I don't think any person, I don't even think someone with like issues could be typing like this, and he's like driving, he's like while he's typing to people. I'm like, they tried to make it sound good like he was playing a game, but they literally told us no, they're talking to fans on the internet, and you got Rick Steiner like it's like, are they badly pretending he's typing on the computer, or is he in a motorcycle game? And also, what the hell are they wearing too?
By the way, congrats to the Steiners, the newest WWE Hall of Famers 2022.
Well deserved, and I'm so happy that they're going in together, that they decided to, whether WWE or rather Rick talked to Scott and was like, come on, let go of all that beef. You can go on YouTube and you can hear Scotty Steiner talking about punishing Stephanie McMahon and a lot of different stuff that he said in the past regarding Triple H and Stephanie, and ill-timed with the Triple H retirement. Congratulations to him as well, but I'm very thankful that the Steiners are going in together because it feels appropriate.
We got I was gonna say Chris Benoit's music does not fit him at all.
It's a bobski though.
It doesn't fit him though.
No, it's a bob though. Ding ding. Yo, that's like the best theme song.
I like Malenko's more.
That's the best theme song. The best theme song of anyone on the show. Even the NWO. I would take Benoit's theme over the NWO.
What a take. Great technical wrestling, as you would expect with these two. There was a nice sequence of reverse pins and bridges that were just textbook. A funny part on commentary in this match was Dusty trying to pronounce millennium. Millennium?
Millennium. He said millennium.
This match goes all the way to a time limit draw with Benoit kicking out of a powerbomb at the final seconds. The crowd boos. The ref says, nope, there has to be a winner. So he had 5 more minutes. Malenko survives his own finisher being applied to him, the Texas Cloverleaf. Benoit survives a small package at the buzzer of overtime. The ref declares another 5 minutes
and the fans booed another overtime. Like, they literally were booing when they thought it was a time limit draw the first time, and then they booed when Nick Patrick made it a second overtime. I was like, what's wrong with these fans?
No, I agreed with the booing. I agreed. I'll tell you why. The overtime I get. All right, you want to do the overtime? First of all, I don't think this needs an overtime. Save an overtime for like more important matches. But if you're going to do an overtime, just do it to sudden death. Why are you breaking up into one overtime, then another overtime? That's silly.
That's fair. That was silly.
Malenko gets Benoit in the Texas Cloverleaf, and Woman tries to interfere, helping Benoit. The distraction allows Malenko to be distracted and get rolled up. Benoit wins.
A lame finish to what was a great match. I mean, I have so many notes on this matchup. Like, they were just so crisp. Both guys are so smooth in the ring. Benoit, during the first portion of this matchup, it's a diving headbutt, a superplex where he lands directly on the back of his head, and it reminds you of where he ends up. Malenko hits an overhead German suplex, the shot you just showed there. Various suplex were traded back and forth. Northern Light suplex, Dragon suplexes. We get the 5-minute left call towards the end. That's when I felt like was like kind of the peak of this match. If they would have ended this match before the original time limit draw, I think I would rate it even higher because they were on a different level during the first 20 minutes of this matchup. Benoit locks on the lion tamer before Chris Jericho even signs with the company. We saw a lion tamer where Malenko's forehead was on the mat and bending his neck back. Just a great version of it. They called it the Canadian crippler crab. I think it was Bobby the Brain was calling it that on commentary. Benoit hit a plancha to the outside as we get the 3 minutes left. Like you said, the power bomb at the end of the first 20 minutes. But I wasn't feeling the finish too much, but I still gave this match 4 stars. This was a great matchup.
It was Nick Patrick not giving a shit about the crowd. We're getting another overtime. We get a motorcycle montage of all the WCW guys. We get to see Pepe. Pepe looks great.
Yes. Look at your man. Look at your man Mongo.
And then we get the tag titles: the Steiner brothers versus the Harlem Heat with Sherry and Colonel Parker. This crowd, clearly not a crowd that would be in support of two brothers from Harlem.
This crowd gave Harlem Heat the most crap of anyone on this show just for being black. And I remember, I think it was, what was it, the Booker T A&E special where he talked about like the fans in Sturgis. I think it was one of these documentaries or specials that they did, and he talked about all the racial slurs that would be yelled at him. And yeah, it was a lot. Even the revving of the engines, like they wanted to drown out anything regarding the Harlem Heat.
Weird finish here as Booker holds Scott Steiner for Colonel Parker to throw powder at him. Scott ducks and it hits Booker, blinding him. But Sherry also has powder and she blinds Scott. Parker then hits Scott with his cane, breaking it in half for a nice visual. And Booker covers for the win. Stevie holds back Rick on the outside barely. It didn't look like Ricky was even trying. The crowd, very angry, throws things at the winners.
Man, this finish was bad. Like this, I wanted to like this match so much because it's two of my favorite WCW tag teams of all time. I love the Steiners, love the Harlem Heat.
They put their working boots on.
Yeah, but this finish was just so bad. It was like Colonel Rob messed up, yet the Steiners still lost. It made the Steiners look like dweebs. It made Colonel Parker look like a dweeb. The only person who knew how to do their job was Sherry. So yeah, I gave this one 2 1/4.
Eddie Guerrero versus Ric Flair for the United States Championship. Eddie hits a frog splash, but his knee was in pain. Ric Flair then puts Eddie in the figure 4 with Women helping him out for more leverage as usual. Eddie doesn't tap out, but he does get his shoulders counted down for the 3. I do not believe it, says Dusty. Yes, I do, says Brain.
I mean, this is what Flair does. Flair, coming out with the ladies, Elizabeth with the acting skills of Diana Hart. We got these guys were very physical at the start, both trading like strikes and chops early. The crowd was chanting for Eddie, which was very confusing based on what they did in the previous match. 2 people of color, they must have thought Eddie was white. I was like, I put in my notes, they must not realize he's Hispanic, maybe.
Not with that mullet and mustache, can't.
Flair
maybe it was the mullet. Maybe it was the mullet.
Maybe
he's one of us.
Flair gets the advantage with a poke in the eye and a low blow to the yams, as Dusty put it. Eddie comes back with the running crossbody, clothesline for a pair of 2 counts. Eddie locked in the figure 4 at one point, getting him in the middle of the ring, but Rick gets to the ropes. We get Eddie with the step up Hurricane Rana, which was very nice. He had a tornado DDT at one point, sunset flip where Flair's ass has to be shown to the people of Sturgis, because
Full moon in Sturgis.
I'm sure they enjoyed that one. Flair with a nice little lariat at one point too. I was like, when have I ever seen Ric Flair with a lariat? I was like dumbfounded by that. But I thought this match was a really good matchup. I gave it 3.5 stars.
Giant, interviewed by Mean Gene, says when he was a kid, he was the biggest Hulk Hogan fan in the world. But when Hogan told the kids to stick it, it reminded Giant of the pain it caused him. He's going to squeeze his neck till his eyes pop. Tonight, he lays the Hulkster to rest. Then we get the Outsiders versus Sting and Luger. It does feel special that the only time you have seen the Outsiders wrestle is on pay-per-view.
Yes.
Nash disrespectfully spits at Sting on the apron. Sting tagged in and spits right back at Nash. More disrespect. Sting gets worked on back and forth by Nash and Hall until Luger makes the hot tag. Sting gets Nash and the Scorpion Deathlock on the outside. And then this finish. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Luger picks up Hall for the torture rack. Nick Patrick horribly runs into Hall's leg. Then he chop blocks Luger.
He literally stumbles, acts like he's a drunk, and just falls over. He like purposely aims it. He aims for Luger's leg. It was so obvious. They could have done this 15 other different ways to make it not look as obvious as it did.
He does it once, and Luger doesn't sell it. Then he does it the second time, and finally Luger goes down, and Patrick counts the pin for Hall. Dusty correctly yells, "What was that?" What was that indeed?
Didn't think I would ever do this, but I gave a Sting match. And you know how much I love Sting. He's one of my all-time favorites. Gave this match a 1.25 stars. This was bad. This was like the Outsiders heat wasn't that entertaining with them taking control over Sting. And then that finish just completely ruined this match for me. And I expected this match. I expected to like this match because they pretty much gave us a banger at Bash at the Beach with when it was Sting and Macho versus the Outsiders.
Yep.
That was a really good matchup. And then we got this, just this finish and just the heat segment not being that entertaining. I didn't feel like the babyface had enough offense before we even got to the heat either. So it just felt like this was not put together very well.
We got Michael Buffer doing ring entrances. It's Giant versus Hollywood Hogan for the WCW World Championship. By the way, I caught Hogan's Evil episode on the Peacock. That's pretty good.
Nice.
The Evil's a good series. I think Randy Orton and The Miz have the best episodes of that. Definitely check it out if you got the time.
I was gonna say we should review it for our Patreon after Mania week, of course.
Hogan does a lot of stalling early on the outside. The match is slow and painful, just a bunch of testing of strength and rest holds. The end of the match, the Outsiders come down to help Hull chokeslammed, thrown off the top rope. Nash also gets chokeslammed. And then Hogan uses a distraction to hit the Giant with the title belt for the wins. The referee climbs over Kevin Nash to count the pin. Afterwards, Booty Man comes down wearing an NWO shirt and with a happy birthday cake for Hulk Hogan. Giant continues to sell the belt shot as the heels talk trash on the mic over him. Hogan tells Booty Man they never mix business with friendship. They have a surprise for him. They kick his ass. They kick Booty Man's ass. Hogan tells Ric Flair if he will do that to his best friend, what will he do to Ric Flair in Denver, Colorado? Hogan then spray paints the title with the letters NWO, creating the NWO World Heavyweight Championship. Wow. What do you think?
Slow, plodding, This was not the best way to end the show. Hogan and Giant have never given us a good main event matchup, whether it be at Halloween Havoc 1995, their steel cage match at Super Brawl 1996, or this here. It just, and the roles being reversed did not help anything. I did like the Giant as a baby face, but he didn't really have the offense to be the baby face. I wish he would have busted out some of his more agile moves like the drop kick and, coming off the top rope. Maybe that could have got the crowd behind him, but this crowd seemed like they wanted Hogan to win. They treated Hogan as the baby face. They popped huge when he hits the Giant with the title belt, and that just, for everything that they've shown with the Giant, this is a man that fell off a building at Halloween Havoc 1995 and came back to win the WCW Heavyweight Champion, or quote unquote win. It was really two men humped Hulk Hogan and then he put his foot on top of him. But he won the WCW Heavyweight Championship after he fell off a goddamn building. And he's just knocked loopy by this World Heavyweight Championship. Hogan and the NWO and Booty Man have a full 5 to 6 minute promo, and this man is still knocked out. He's still unconscious.
The man who fell off a building.
The man that fell
title
off
belt is
the
too much
building.
for him.
Oh my God! Just look, why couldn't he just roll out the wing and head to the back? Why did he have to lay there the entire
the Giant
time?
is still green.
Yeah,
We forget that.
Oh, it's just man, this was not a good main event to this show. And I even looked back at Uncle Dave's rating for Hog Wild 1996, and man, oh man, he was very giving on this night. He was similar to my ratings on a lot of these matches. He gave the opener 3 3/4. He went higher on Benoit and Malenko. He gave him 4 1/4. He gave the same rating for Eddie and Flair. But I have it here for, guess what he gave Hogan versus the Giant.
Since you hinted that it was on the high notes, the whole card, I'll say like 3 stars.
No.
What?
He gave it negative 2.5 stars.
Okay, not this one though.
Not this one. Everything else, he was very high on this pay-per-view. This kept a lot of this pay-per-view, like I would say 3/4 of this pay-per-view was on the high end of the last 2 pay-per-views. Like, we highly rated Great American Bash 1996. We highly rated Bash at the Beach 1996, especially for the ending and everything. And then this show was well on that pace to match those 2 pay-per-views, and then fell off a cliff with these last 2 matches. Then the last 2 matches that focused on the biggest angle in the business at the time. It made it frustrating to watch.
I forgot to look up the star ratings. Can you tell us what he gave everything else, if you have it in front of you?
Yes, I do. He gave the Scott Norton Ice Train match a star. He gave Medusa and Bull Nikano a 1.5 stars. He, like I said, Benoit Malenko 4 1/4. He gave the tag team titles match 2 3/4. He gave the U.S. title match 3.5, like I said, and he gave the Outsiders versus Sting and Luger a 1.5 stars.
What about the opener?
The opener, like I said, he gave him the same rating as me, 3 3/4.
Okay, a couple of notes here from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. 1, 2, 3 Kid Sean Waltman was scheduled to debut on the show as the 4th member of the NWO, but WWF hasn't set him his contractual release after agreeing to do so, pretty much for no other reason than they wanted to fuck over WCW. Waltman was backstage at the show ready to work, but without his official release, WCW couldn't allow him to do anything. Also from the Observer newsletter. That was very WWF-ish, wasn't it? Yes. WCW's Hog Wild pay-per-view took place this week and was a bit of a disaster. An hour before the show, a major blackout affecting 9 different states, mostly in California, meant many people weren't able to order the pay-per-view. As WWF learned a few months ago when a power outage killed their pay-per-view, most fans don't bother to order the replay, so the buy rate is sure to be affected by this. The setting of the show was also a negative. It took place outdoors on a platform over a bunch of dirt, which cut down some of the outside the ring action. The show took place at the Sturgis motorcycle. The crowd was estimated around 5,000, although at one point on commentary, Bobby the Brain claimed there were 300,000 people there. It was all bikers who don't watch wrestling and weren't familiar with the heel turn. So Hogan got a huge babyface reaction. The only wrestlers who got heel heat were Harlem Heat because they're black, and the Sturgis crowd doesn't particularly care for that thing.
Pretty much. That's what I said. Like, he got the most heat.
Match of the night, I'm going Benoit Malenko.
Benoit Malenko, this is an easy one. That was fantastic. But like I said, the opener, Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon was great, as well as Flair and Guerrero was really good.
MVP, I'm going to go with woman. She helped Benoit and she helped Ric Flair. You?
That's actually a good point there. I went despite them not having probably having the worst two matches on this show. I would give it to the NWO. They pulled out the clean sweep, and we got the NWO World Title.
LVP, I'm going to go with Nick Patrick and also the Booty Man.
Yeah, it's gotta be Booty Man. He did all of that no, I gave co LVPs actually, Booty Man and Medusa. I can't believe she left this company for this. She left WWF for this.
Our thumbs out. And 3, 2, 1 will be thumbs up, thumbs middle, or thumbs down. 3, 2, 1. Middle for me. You want to go a little upwards. Let's rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. I'll give it a 5.3. 4 really good matches, but a lot of shit finishes. The last 5 finishes all had a dirty finish.
Yeah, it was like this show went off a cliff, man. Like with those last 2 matches, which I want to give it a thumbs up because I really like the 3 matches that I mentioned, but everything else was just not up to par for a WCW pay-per-view, especially coming off of 2 of the best WCW pay-per-views ever with Great American Bash and Bash at the Beach. So it's in the middle, 5.5 out of 10.
Let's see what Drunk Guy JJ thought. This is a short video clip.
Alright guys, your boy Drunk Guy JJ here. We are reviewing Hog Wild for Tru Rewind, and I'm going to give my thoughts, my matches of the night, my LVP, my MVP, I guess. Match of the night was definitely Benoit and Malenko. 2 technical legends doing their thug thizzle. Best match on the show. A little better than a cruiserweight match, but nonetheless, the Malenko Benoit. MVP Hogan, can't believe I'm saying that because I don't like Hulk Hogan, but definitely MVP, put NWO on the map here, winning the title, after their first month basically together. So that was a good moment. And LVP, LVP, I guess I'll go with the Giant. Big douche losing the title. Yeah. I think that's it. Maybe I'm missing something. Review for the show. Definitely thumbs down. Trash. Only 2 good matches. So whatever. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, hacksaw_J Duggan. Twitter, Drunken Master JJ. You can follow my YouTube channel where I post live entrances, and I'm going to start vlogging for Mania Week at Ragin J. RAGINJY. And you already know where the gang is at. We're everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, Twitch, Pornhub, Xvideos, Skonex, MySpace, Black Planet, Christian Mingle, eHarmony, Pornhub, RedTube, Xvideos, BeatMyMeat.com. We're everywhere, man. That's what we do. Provide that good content. And I'm signing off.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, did he just say
BeatMyMeat.com? I guess you can find us on there, huh? We've only been doing this review for how many years? So, rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. What am I forgetting? A thumbs up, thumbs up. What am I forgetting? Come on, Drunk Guy.
Only been doing this show for 2 years. But yes, that brings us to a close on our review.
One more thing.
Oh, okay.
Pay-per-view buys. The last pay-per-view Bash at the Beach did 250K. What do you think this did?
200K.
155K.
Saturday, different day. I can understand why, but yes, that's gonna bring us to a close on our WCW Hog Wild 1996. I had nothing to follow what Drunk Guy JJ just
Yeah.
said, so just follow me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. Follow the gang Tru Heel Heat on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and go over to the YouTube channel because it's a perfect time to become a subscriber. Our full WrestleMania week kicking off tonight on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. Romeo, tell him.
Rated Raw Superstars. We watched the Go Home show for Monday Night Raw. Hey, you know Rob Wilkins. You know him here on Fightful Overbooked. He will be our special guest. One of many special guests we will have all week with watch-alongs on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. Join us. What was in store for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? Maybe we find out tonight. Maybe we get more hints. Maybe it's that guy in the clouds. Who knows? Join us as we watch and find out.
Indeed, Rob from Coexisting with Rob and Maggie will be with us on Rated Raw Superstars. We're going to have a bunch of people from Fightful. Jeremy Lambert's going to show up. Steven Jensen's going to be on our Blood Sport watch along. So it's a great time. Go over and subscribe to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel and enjoy all our WrestleMania week
Kate's
content.
on our WrestleMania.
Yes, Kate Hensler, one of the great faces of the Fightful main channel over on the SmackDown review, over on the NXT review. She's going to join us for WrestleMania Night 2 watch along. So it's so much to enjoy over on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel right now. Romeo, follow him at Tru Heel Romeo. You can follow me at Tru Heel SP3, and we will be right back in the DeLorean next week on Tru Rewind 73. So for Romeo, for Drunk Guy JJ, and whatever website he wants to tell you to follow him.
Beat my meat.
It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Tru Rewind, episode 72, WCW Hog Wild 1996. We are signing off until next time.
Boom, 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 boom.